Hello beautiful people and welcome to C5 Academy. My name is Ashley. It is an absolute pleasure to interact with you guys once again through this medium and through this channel. I am so excited to have you guys here with me today, as I want to share with you something that I've been dabbling into, we could say, for the last couple of years. And that one thing is, how do ETs communicate, right? We are all part of the C5 initiative, we're all part of the HEISS movement, all part of the ufology movement. However, have we ever stopped to ask, how do they communicate? And I'm not only talking about communication between themselves and their own societies, whomever they are, and again, I can imagine there can only be thousands of different species and cultures out there that we have no knowledge of just yet. So really what I would like to speak to you about is the idea of ET contact towards human beings. Now, we know of human-initiated contact towards ETs through the C5 initiative or the HEISS method. So really what I would like to share with you now is something that's a little bit further than that, something that's a little bit beyond from my perspective. And that beyondness to me is the idea that ETs are currently, have been, and probably will be, directly communicating with us through certain channels. Now, let's explore those channels very quickly. We obviously know of SETI, which is the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, and they're using radio signals and radio waves to detect intelligent life forms in the universe. At this stage, they have discovered already a couple of signals, and some of them have been labeled the WOW signal, because they are still unexplained, they're still mysterious. The other facet of ET contact that we can gather so long or so far with the evidence we have at our disposal through the internet is the idea of crop circles. We are all very familiar with crop circles. Obviously there are some that are possibly not ET made, but there are some that are 100% from my perspective and my viewpoint would not be made by any man-made objects. So this is the second way through which ET can communicate with us. Then we have a third way, which is generally been in the contact space for a while through the Rama group, which is the idea of an antenna, right? We all know of the antennas within each contact group, whether it's a Rama, a C5 or a HEISS. There generally is one person there who has heightened psychic abilities and is able to directly link up with our ET friends in their ships, so that precise timing can happen, precise viewings of sightings at certain times can happen, and so that there can be some messages also sent to us by them. Another facet that we can explore, and again, please stay with us, because the very last one is really the one that I really want to touch on and speak about, because to me that is the most powerful way that ET has been communicating with us and is still communicating with us through that medium. I will get to that just now. The medium just before that, however, is the idea of ET messages being given to either abductees, people that are part of the abduction program, or abduction experiences on our planet, or to contactees, right? So we have, for example, the Ariel School phenomenon in Zimbabwe in 1994, which is an amazing one. I actually have an upload on our channel if you guys are interested in looking into it. And basically the message that have been coming through from the ETs that were transferred to the kids, if we can say it that way, were messages of, I would say, hope, but also messages of realizations. Messages about the state of our planet, about the state of our biosphere, as our good friend Alien Protocols says it, and the state in which we are currently treating this beautiful mother of ours, which we call Earth, and how we plan on leaving it for our future generations. That seems to be the main concern of the ETs that leave messages through to abductees or to contact people that have had direct physical contact with ETs and have had a bit of a history with ETs in that regard. So really we can see that there are a couple of ways through which ET has already communicated with us in the past. However, there is one quick aspect through which I believe ET has been communicating with us and is going to continue communicating with us in the future. And that aspect is what I would call channeling. And I know that this may not resonate with a lot of people, and it is totally fine. Once again, just take what works and discard the rest without invalidating it, because whatever you discard will serve someone else. So don't invalidate that. Just realize whether channeling works for you, it works, but if it doesn't, just stop this video and move on and have fun. But if you are interested in channeling and interested as to how ETs could communicate with us, I really believe that through channeling is one of the most incredible, most precise and most cutting edge way through which ETs could communicate with us. Wonder why? Check this out.
For the past several decades, organizations such as SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, have been scanning the skies with powerful radio telescopes, listening for transmissions from other civilizations. Aside from a few anomalous signals that remain unexplained, there is still no hard evidence of radio communication from an alien society. But what if ETs have evolved beyond such technology and no longer use radio to communicate? What if they never did? What if alien messages are being delivered in a truly alien way instead, such as telepathy? But why would an ET civilization choose telepathy to communicate? Wouldn't a radio transmission or some form of written language be simpler? It may seem easier to us, but without the proper emphasis or context, the message may have more than one meaning, as in this example. A woman without her man is nothing. A woman. Without her, man is nothing.
There's a little bit of a misunderstanding or a little bit of a contradiction in our society about the idea of alien contact. You always hear scientists say, well, look, aliens are going to be very alien, and they're going to act in ways that are very different than the way we act. And yet when you propose the possibility that they might actually communicate with us through channeling, they'll go, no, they're going to do it by radio waves. Well, how mundane is that? I mean, that's very human. So I think the idea that from Bashar's point of view, if they have the ability to somehow work with someone that can be trained to act as a biological receiver, in a way it's much more efficient, because not only are you getting the language translated, you're getting the idioms of the culture, you're getting the body language. There's a much more 3D holistic expression of the translation coming through a person than there is through a radio.
We are often asked throughout the course of these transmissions from many of you the question, what is my purpose in life? Passion is your purpose in life. Your purpose is passion.
If someone had told me I'd wind up being a channel for an extraterrestrial entity, I'd have thought they were crazy. But here I am. These kinds of things aren't supposed to happen in the real world. But it did happen, and from that moment on, I knew the world was bigger and far stranger than I was taught to believe.
So as you guys have seen, this is Darryl Anka, who's the channel of Bashar, and hello Bashar if you are listening in. And this is really someone that has had amazing and major impact on my personal life in the last couple of years. The messages that have been channeled through Mr. Darryl Anka from the being who claims to be a being from the Sasani Society has really impacted me in many, many ways, and profoundly so, in ways that really allowed me to discover my own consciousness and my own being in a completely new way, and in a way that was extremely empowering, with cutting-edge information that I would have never really actually found in the main informational center that I would be looking into, if that makes sense. So for me, again, there are many, many different types of channels. There are some that will resonate with you, some that won't resonate with you. Again, just use what works and discard the rest. There are many, many channels that I personally don't resonate with, and that is okay. But there are many, many channels that I resonate with, and the main one would be for me Bashar, in the sense that the information that comes through this being is truly incredible. So I highly recommend you guys to have a look at Bashar if that is of interest to you. Have a look at other channelers as well. For example, there's the very early channelers like Jane Roberts, who used to channel a being called Seth. Obviously we are familiar with probably with Abraham Hicks and many other individuals out there who generally are in contact with extraterrestrial societies, and this is something that I would really love to bring through into the C5 and the high space, in the sense that we are constantly going outside to initiate contact with these beautiful beings, and we have now discovered a way whereby they can contact and communicate us in a very clear and precise manner. So I would really appeal to you guys to have a look into channeling if that is of interest to you. Again, you don't have to, but it is something that has worked for me. It can possibly work for you, and again, it's very exciting to learn about their society from their perspective, because if you listen to a lot of Bashar, you will realize that most of the information, or a lot of the information that comes through, has to do with their own culture, with their own life, with the other cultures that they've encountered in space, with their challenges, with their victories, especially why they are here. They explain to us really what they're here for from his perspective. And also they explain to us a lot about their perspective of what life is and what the universe is. So really it is amazing to kind of get all of these different feedbacks of reflections from different peoples and different beliefs and different opinions, so that you can build your own that makes sense with you and that resonates with you. So again, I highly recommend you guys to have a look at Bashar Communications or bashar.org. The info should be arriving right here. Maybe not. And yeah, there are obviously many other channels out there. Again, it's no need to put all of them in one basket. Explore with an open mind, with no judgment. Have discernment. It's very important to have discernment. Just like in the UFO field, you can't believe everyone. So have discernment. But again, stay open-minded and listen to the information that comes through. Don't focus on the messenger. Focus on the message. That is really something that I would encourage all of you guys to tune into, is the message. Thank you so much for listening to this message. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. I'm so happy to have you guys here on this channel. I'm excited to grow this channel with you guys. I'm excited to grow this movement with all of you watching this and not watching this. I know that there are some incredible people doing some amazing work. And wow, it really just fills my heart with so much joy and so much love and so much excitement for the future. So guys, thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon.
Byron, I'll say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right, thank you. Once again, we will thank each and every one of you individually and all of you together collectively for the co-creation of this interaction and the allowance of this transmission. It is always an opportunity and a gift and a blessing for us to experience through each of you another facet of the multidimensional crystal of creation. So we thank you for this opportunity of sharing.